How's it going, Dan?
It's going very well.
Excellent. It's a fabulous Friday, if I do say so.
It is.
I am.
Did you notice anything new about the startup of the show?
That's right. There was that insane logo.
It was pretty cool, wasn't it?
Wow. So, how did that come about?
Well, we've had a couple episodes now. They've gotten good feedback from people, and we want to keep this thing going. So this is part of our way of saying, like, we are making a go at this. Like,
Committed.
Yeah, we're there if you guys are. So keep watching, keep commenting, keep being involved, and we'll keep the moderately entertaining podcast continuing.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
Well, I brought a game for tonight, so let's just jump into it.
Let's do it.
I've got a lot to talk about.
Cool.
Okay? So much to talk about. Such a small little game. Sequoia. Look at how... It's a Wii box.
It is.
A Wii box, but it's wonderful. So Sequoia, made by the BoardGameTables.
Okay.
They sell more than BoardGameTables, obviously.
I know. I've seen your bag.
I know. I love my bag. And I don't have a table from them yet, but
Okay.
I have to do that. But anyways, they started producing these games, and they put them out on Kickstarter in 4-packs.
Okay.
So, but they like repurpose games that are lesser known, some of them, from different countries. But Sequoia is amazing.
It's a good game.
I love it because I get the expansion when I do the Kickstarters. That's like one of the unlocked features. And so it plays 2 to 5 players, but the expansion brings it to 6.
Okay.
And you get to do teams. Anyways, so much fun. You build your little tree. Oh, look at how cool these things are. You like stack it like you're building a tree. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then dice. You know my favorite thing in the world.
Love rolling dice here. Boards and bottles.
Dice. And you pair them up and you make pairs and then you put these and stack your trees up and get victory points. And I can go into detail, but I think that's all you need to know. It is simple, very simple. I think the rule book is like front and back of a page.
Yeah, Alex teaches this game in under 5 minutes, and you know completely what's going on.
And you can play this in like 10 minutes.
Yep. And the one of the things I like about it is you've got this ring of cards, and in the ring of cards there's various numbers, and it's almost like a little area control game where you're trying to stack these little chips up and have the most presence in these to score.
Meanwhile, your opponent is doing the exact same thing. And sometimes at the end, you're just hoping for like, oh, please let me roll 2 5s. And then you get a 5 and a 3, and you're like, that's not going to work for me. And then you get crushed.
But one of the other things that I love about this game is the way that the ties are resolved. Yep. Like, to me, that's really cool. You want to talk about how that works?
Yeah, at the end of the game, if there are stacks that are tied, you get to have roll-offs, but only people that are invested in that. So, like, when you're playing with 3 people, 6 people, right, you can all be vying for things, but at the end, whoever's tied, that's the one you're rolling for. And so if you're tied on, like, 3 different ones... and you roll a couple things, you almost have to pick your favorite child. It's heart-wrenching.
Exactly, yeah. So once they say, hey, let's roll in this overtime phase, you roll the dice, and you've got to figure out which ones you're going to allocate them to. And everybody kind of does this, and you do a 1, 2, 3 reveal, and you reveal, and that's where your dice are going. So maybe you're tied in 3, and you leave 1. I just didn't roll that. I got to let that one go.
Exactly. So... I'll tell you what about this game. The fact that it's compact, the fact that it's got that forest theme, right, in the woods. I take this camping.
Oh, cool. That makes sense.
I take it camping with me. I know we've played it camping together. I mean, it's just a great game. It can easily fit in your backpack if you're backpacking like me.
Yep.
And you take it out, you can play it on the ground because all it is dice and a few of these little pieces. And I'll be honest, it's so much fun. It's a blast.
It is, and it's a great game too. We have 6. I know you guys know we have 6 a lot at game night, and this game, the 6-player, doesn't feel tacked on. Like, it still feels like a complete game. Like, playing in teams, it's a really cool, different way to play this game, and I don't feel like it's skimped out on or that you're missing out on anything at 6.
So, the question: what do I pair this with? For me. No, go ahead. You had a thought.
I was thinking it's got to be something tree-related, maybe maple syrup?
No.
Maybe something very oaky?
No. Oh, oaky. I like that.
Oaky?
Sequoia, right? Tall.
The tall trees.
So, I'm actually thinking, though, the woods.
Okay.
I want to take a beer that I can go camping with.
Okay.
All right? So, I chose... Look at this. The beer hug.
The beer hug.
I call it the bear hug. Yeah. Made
Got a
by
bear
Goose.
on it.
Made by Goose Island, 6.8%.
Okay.
Can't wait.
I love Goose Island, by the way. It's one of my favorites.
Crisp. So this is exceptional Amarillo, Nelson, and Galaxy hops in this 6.8%er.
Cheers, buddy.
So it is a hazy IPA, which I know is your absolute favorite type of beer in the world.
No. and this one for a hazy IPA is not awful.
If you saw it in the glass, you might feel different because it does have that orangish tint to it. You're supposed to get some peach. I get a lot of guava. You're supposed to get some guava in this.
Oh yeah, I definitely get some fruits. Yeah, this is an interesting one.
Well, if you don't like this one, guess what? Goose makes a whole line of beer hugs
Beer
that
hugs.
you can have.
Okay.
They make a tropical one.
Okay.
They make a neon one. I'm thinking disco.
All
and
right.
then they also have a juicy one.
Are they all the hazy IPAs?
They don't have a cocaine beer hug, but you never know.
The cocaine bear. Oh man.
But no, this is really smooth. It's crisp. It's exactly what I think of when I go camping. You've hiked, like me, I like to backpack, right? So you hike a couple miles into your campsite, remote campsite. You tear into one of these. You open up the game. It just feels like it all comes together so well.
That makes sense. How does it taste warm? Because when I'm backpacking camping, I'm not bringing a cooler typically.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? Some of those citrusy flavors, the guava, some of that comes together, and so it makes it kind of feel cool, even if it's
A
lukewarm.
little refreshing no matter what.
Yeah, I know you can't. You're tied to your
Very
PBR, but you know this is a good alternative,
Hey, expanding a little bit.
and it just looks so cool.
It does.
The hazy beer hug.
It does. That's a great job. I can't wait to give this a shot.
So the last thing I'm going to say about Sequoia is I gift this game all the time. I have some friends, I have family, like my parents. They like playing like a little 2-person game over, lunch. Hey, I got this for them. They play it all the time. Also, the fact that, you're playing a really crunchy game like we typically do, you need a palate cleanser.
Exactly.
You can't just hop into another one, then everyone's tired.
Yep.
Jump into this, get over in 10, 20 minutes,
Yep.
get another win under your belt,
Yep. Well, especially too, like game night, maybe the game ends a little earlier, but it's not ready to go home. What can we pull out? Perfect.
More
Perfect.
bourbon. Oh, yeah.
True.
Or this game. Maybe both.
True. This is true.
All right. Get this out of here. That was my pick, and it's delightful.
That's a fantastic pick. I'm excited for this.
Did I mention how much I love our logo?
Oh, it's good. It's good, isn't it? Some beautiful looking men on there, and I'm comfortable saying that. All right. Well, I also brought a game.
We need to rate this, do we?
Do we do it now or do we do it at the end?
Oh, we'll do it at the end.
Yeah?
Fine.
Okay.
You brought a game? I thought this
did.
was the end.
No. I mean, Sequoia's great. It's great. It's good appetizer or dessert. I brought the main course. I brought the main course for tonight. It's by a designer that we all know very well, Mr. Eric Lang, and it is none other than the Godfather, Corleone's Empire.
Yes.
So,
Love this game.
this is a wonderful, wonderful game. In Godfather Corleone's Empire, you're playing a board that looks like Manhattan. There
Got
are
the boroughs.
It does. And there's various businesses that are going to come out on this board, and they're little tokens that you put out on the map, and they're going to change every game. So there's a little bit of variety there. But the meat of this game, you have little thugs that are going to come out, and they're going to shake down the front side of these businesses. So these are the guys that come down and say, hey, we got a little security protection. What are you going to give us? And you get a little reward for that. You also have family members. So your thugs are these little square pieces, and they're going to go on the front side of the business. The family members, they're around, and they take up these big territories, and they shake down the backs of the businesses. So they're more worried about the owners. They're getting different rewards. But this game is an area control game at its heart. You are fighting for these little communities and districts within New York City. And this game's nasty. There is a lot of head-to-head. So as you're collecting resources, one of the resource types is guns. And so it's a worker placement game, but you're able to just take out somebody's thug or somebody's family member and free this up. There's also one of our favorites. It's the car bomb. And that thing just kills everybody in a territory.
And I will say that the resources are finite, right? So there's whiskey bottles, right? Things like that. So whenever we see the Tommy guns going super fast, you go, uh-oh.
Yep.
It's about to go down because everybody's holding them. And then sure enough, I always try to wait a little bit to put guys out in that moment because people are about to just get wasted off the board.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And there's even sometimes you're like, there's no guns left. And then you look around and go, there's no guns left. And then everybody's like, oh, no. So it's kind of like Blood Rage where you almost want to stall a little bit sometimes and be like, there's no guns. I'm going to do everything I can to not get guys on that board right now because they're not going to survive much longer.
Because you can do jobs. You can put out, the mayor. There are other guys that you can...
The allies, yes.
Allies.
So, yeah, at the end of every round, there's a phase where you can purchase abilities or something cool for your family. And one of them is allies. You can recruit the mayor to be on your side. There's is it constable? Is that one of them? Police
constable?
officer? I don't
Policeman?
know.
Police chief?
Whatever, yeah. Whatever
the constable?
The constable. Righto. But yeah, you recruit these guys to be part of your family, to help you out a little bit. And that's really cool. Now, another thing that I think you love as much as I do is these suitcases. The game comes with these little metal suitcases, and they're so neat, and the concept for it, you're going to be doing these jobs. You're going to be collecting money. And you've got all this money. And the only way the way we determine the winner of the game is who has the most money at the end of the game. But the only way this money counts is if you put it in your suitcase.
Not the bank. Your suitcase.
Correct. So once the money goes in there, it's basically stuck in there. There's some take that lets you take from other people. But for the most part, once it goes in your suitcase, it's done. That's in your suitcase for the rest of the game.
Yeah, there's a card out there that says you can steal 3 cards from another player, but they get to choose. So, if you have 3 1s or something instead of 5s in your suitcase, you think you're all clean until somebody else does the exact same job against you and then takes all your goods. And I remember that happened to me once, and I was sour.
We've seen that happen quite a bit where somebody says, I'll take your 3, and then the very next person says, yeah, give me the 3 left.
Give me the good 3.
Exactly, yeah. Give me the ones you kept for yourself.
Dastardly.
So, and the one of the things that we love doing too is when your guys die, we throw them in the Hudson River. And I know during play testing and stuff, that's what they said. People just threw them in there randomly. It's so cool. Just you have this pile of workers that people have placed that just fell victim to
floating in the
car bombs and nasty spaghetti dinners in Little Italy. So it's a blast of a game. It's worker placement, area control.
And as always, Eric Lang, well balanced. One of his earlier ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's a great one.
And it's, I think, out of print, so you got to look around for it. But I got an edition for it. So
yeah. And I know for a while it was going super cheap places. I think I got my copy.
That's true.
I think I got a copy at one point for $10 or $15 at TJ Maxx or something stupid.
I was not so lucky.
It's all right. We have it now. So, but for a game as excellent as this, what should we drink?
Manhattans.
That would be cool. I also thought
you're sitting here going, I should have brought a Manhattan.
Damn it. No. But so I thought hard about it. Francis Ford Coppola, director of The Godfather, he's got his own wine line.
Okay.
I thought about maybe some limoncello. We can
oh yeah.
Yeah, we can do a little post aperitif or whatever it's called.
I like it. Yeah.
We could do a little that. Grappa. We could go crazy. We won't even make it to Sequoia if we get drinking grappa.
No thanks. That's too much.
But
what'd you do?
One of our favorite cards is the car bomb. So, Mr.
I know where this is headed.
Mr. Weymouth one time was kind enough to make a drink for me known as the smoking car bomb.
Yes.
So,
why is it the smoking car bomb and not the regular car bomb? What's different about it?
We're going to put in a little Guinness.
I mean, I already know, but...
Obviously, we're putting the Guinness in. We're going to put in a little Bailey's.
That's traditional.
And instead of Jameson, we're going to put in this guy. So this is Connemara. Alex probably knows a little bit more than me about this, but this is an Irish whiskey, but it is a peated single malt Irish whiskey.
The only peated Irish single malt as of making this video.
Exactly. So,
if you haven't had it, oh my gosh, run out, get a bottle, try it. You will not be sad.
It's amazing. And I remember it used to be dirt cheap. I think the price has gone up a little bit on it.
As with
Still
anything
well
that gets
worth
popular.
it. Still well worth it. You want to pour these out? And
Yes.
I'm going to... So we've talked a little bit about the Connemara.
A bit.
A wee bit. I wanted to take this time to give you guys some fun facts about Guinness that you might not be aware of. Oh, no.
Oh, you're going to pull a me?
No. It's not overflowing that much. So I felt bad. It was an episode or two back when I got caught without full knowledge of Trappist monks. So I went ahead and did my research pretty well for Guinness. Did you know, if you had to guess, Arthur Guinness, creator of Guinness Brewery, had a bunch of children? I'll give you a range of 5 children.
Oh my gosh.
How many did Arthur Guinness have?
Did he have a pet toucan? That's all I know.
Arthur Guinness had 21 children.
Get out of here.
Hey.
How do you have that many names for kids? Is it Arthur the 17th?
It's like George Foreman. They're all named George. No. Okay. Another.
What are you doing with these?
It's this little widget in here.
It's the nitrogen or whatever.
So another fun fact about Guinness. Did you know they have 5 breweries across the world? And did you know 3 of those breweries are in Africa? That's
amazing.
I thought that was pretty cool too. So Guinness was very, very popular with... Oh, man, sorry. Guinness was very, very popular with the British troops. So wherever there was a British Commonwealth or British soldier barracks, they would send Guinness there, and the locals just ended up loving it.
When did they get started? What was it, 1627?
I think so. I don't know. It doesn't say the bottle, and I didn't do that research.
Somebody else knew that one.
But...
Fact check that, because I don't know that that's true.
Could be. All right.
This is also why we don't put the boards on the table anymore.
This is true.
We've learned our lesson.
All right. I got 3 more facts for you. So three more cool things about Guinness.
Wow.
All right. Did you also know? Oh, man. Did you know that Guinness beer is also connected to the Guinness Book of World Records?
No way.
It is. So their master brewer at one point got into an argument at a pub with somebody. And they got into a very heated argument over a couple pints of Guinness about what the fastest game bird in the UK was. They didn't have internet back then. They couldn't just Google it up and see the answers. They had to do some research on it. They were like, why isn't there a book that just you can look in and get these answers? Hence Guinness Book of World Records, created by the fine folks at Guinness.
It was the toucan, right? I don't know. I'm kidding. I don't think that's a game bird. Pretty sure it's probably endangered.
All right, indulge me for 2 more.
Okay.
Did you know that 160,000 pints of Guinness are lost every year because of facial hair? Every sip of Guinness takes 0.56 millimeters of beer out, and they look at how many do we sell, what percentage of the population has facial hair. 160,000 pints per year lost to your beard.
It's the angel share.
Maybe.
The beard share.
I call it the Muppet share. All right. Last fun fact. And this one's cool. So, we talked a little bit about this little nitrous widget that's in here.
Yes.
Do you know this thing was created in 1991, this little widget? Mm-hmm. That's when it was invented. It won the Queen's Award as the best invention of 1991, beating the internet. That's right, folks. This little widget in Guinness beer, cooler than the internet. You heard it here first.
That is unbelievable. That is an unbelievable statistic.
It is.
And who has the last laugh? I'd say the internet.
I was going Guinness.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I cannot.
We'll
wait
let you
to
guys
try
decide.
This. All right. So this is a smoking car bomb.
Yep. We can drop
Ready?
it right in.
Let's do it.
You pounding it, or are you just sipping on it?
I think it's gonna curdle, so I'm gonna drink a little bit. It's.
I'll down if you down it. 1, 2, 3. Cheers, folks. It's amazing. Amazing.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you for introducing me to that.
So let's talk about that, right? Because at the end of this, you have this amazing, the creaminess of the Baileys. You have it mixing so well with the stout. You know, it goes down so easily. But then you've got that smoke at the end. Mm-hmm. It just feels like you can blow out and smoke comes out because of all that smoke peat.
It does. And Guinness looks really heavy. And it is a little heavy, but it's so smooth. And that smoke at the end, just, you're like, oh, that's smooth. That's good. It's tasty. It's tasty. And then you just get the little whiff of the whiskey there. It's definitely have a little in the old beer. I did too. I got like 2 here, so I might be at 1.12 millimeters of Guinness here. My wife will like that later.
We're gonna have to report this as a loss.
Yes. We'll make sure the Guinness Book of World Records finds out about this.
So we've reached that point, thankfully, where we can now rate these.
Let's do it.
So let's start first with Sequoia, the tree stacking, dice rolling, camping frenzy, paired with our wonderful beer hug.
The beer hug.
By Goose, which makes just exceptional beers.
It does.
I'm not going to go too much into Goose because I know I'm going to bring up another one of their beers at some point. So, not tonight. Don't worry. So let's see here. I've got my trusty little list. So where do you think that this pairing, Sequoia and Goose, is going to go? I mean, immediately I'm putting it ahead of viticulture. Do you think that it can jump champions?
I don't, but I'm going to leave this one to you, I think, because for me, as much as I hate to say it, guys, I don't really like IPAs, so I feel like I'm out of my zone here, and I don't feel like this, I don't, normally I am on the pulse of the people. In this, with the IPAs, I don't feel like I am.
So I have to say, I love Sequoia for so many reasons. I want to get it to jump up even higher, but I truly think that it's where it should be, right after Champions for now. I think it's going to be tough to hop it, but I think it's get it, hop it. I think that it's right where it needs to be.
All right, so it's going to be between Champions and viticulture.
You got it.
All right, let's do it. I can get behind that.
Woo. Cool. Next,
Godfather and Guinness.
Boy, smoking I like car bomb and Godfather.
That's amazing.
And it's tough because it's like you said, it's the main course.
It is.
So it's like I feel like we've been putting some main course games higher on our list.
We have.
Not to say that we don't care about the shorter games. It's just it's worth the squeeze, and the pairing works so well.
This one did, and I like the deeper thought to it, and I think some of the other more stereotypical Italian options would have been really low hanging fruit. So I feel like this one is a little bit digger to deep into it, a little bit bigger. Are you drunk? No.
Okay.
Not yet. I will be. We're just kicking off game night here. But you guys know what I'm saying.
So where is it going?
So to me, this is one of the favorite pairings we've done. Where with Sequoia, I thought you started near the bottom. I think this one we have to start a little higher. I don't think it's Blood Rage Raja's level. But I mean,
are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I don't know. I don't know. So
I was trying to coax you along with what you were thinking.
Where I get hung up is Ark Nova and the orangutan. So I loved that pairing. I don't know if this one goes that high. It's either right above it or right behind it, but I think it's in that territory.
I agree with you. So Ark Nova's terms of game, right? If you matched that up, I feel like I love Ark Nova so much. It's hard. The pairing, the orangutan, I mean, it's limited edition to try to find that rangtang, 3 olives, but I think that this is just such a great new take on an Irish car bomb that it's fun.
Yes,
right?
Definitely.
So I want everybody to try it. Try to find this game. I think that I'm going to have to say it takes third place in my heart.
Okay.
You made it.
I
One
get
of your
behind that.
pairings made it to the top 3, Dan.
You guys kept telling me, do something different. Don't just pull out a bottle of whiskey. I went with it. It seems to have worked. Guys, try this. Let us know what you think. Might be the official drink of Boards and Bottles.
Oh, bottles and boards. No, boards and bottles.
No, we got the logo.
See,
We're
now you
locked in.
did. You keep confusing me.
We're locked in. Can't change. Can't change.
Excellent. Well, great episode. Thanks for stopping by.
It was. Thanks for watching, guys. We really appreciate you guys. And, yeah, as we always say, game hard, drink responsibly. Cheers, folks.
Cheers.
I got to finish this IPA now.